Hey everyone, welcome to the Crabcast. It's a special virtual edition, and also it's special. That's not how I meant to say that. I was going to say it's also special because Holly's not here.
I
I'm
mean,
Jessica.
I'm Lizzy,
So
not Holly.
I realized because the Crabcast has devolved into us drinking for an hour and you guys watching that we always have to be drinking, and I discovered because I don't usually drink beer was like, oh, all we have is beer. I'll have this delightful lambic. And then I was like, all right, I'll have my delightful lambic. And then I was like, I don't have a bottle opener. I don't own one.
And
I I
and
I
so
don't.
just
By the way, I do own one. It just is a fridge magnet, and I lost the fridge magnet.
yeah, and so then you were like, Lizzy, how am I supposed to drink if I don't have a bottle opener? And I was like, well, do you have a screwdriver? Do you have anything that's kind of pointy shaped so you could pry up the edges? So
And I found a screw. So I've been slowly and carefully like prying it open, and as soon as I open it, I can enjoy malted. Is it malted? What is this?
I
A Belgian raspberry beer. It is malt. It's a malt beverage. I'm not
yes.
stupid. Okay. I hope people are here. There were 65 viewers and now there's 48. I think they left as soon as we said Holly's not here. We're like, fuck that committed to Holly's not here. We gotta go.
Yeah, basically.
But one thing that we do have for our viewers and listeners, if you're still listening to this as a podcast, even though I forgot to renew our Libsyn subscription, and so I don't think it's even available as a podcast, but maybe someday if you listen to this 3 years from now, and I have listeners, viewers, while I attempt to open this bottle,
I don't see anybody in the chat. I'm not sure that there's anybody here.
it says there's 74 people now.
Why
So
can't why can't
us
I see
making
it?
us making fun of Holly has certainly like caused a boost in our viewership.
Right. Yeah.
This is a
How
new
do you
this
see the
is
number
a
of
new
people
quirk.
watching just
I
in
don't know.
case it cuts out?
It might just be because I'm
Are you a
like,
moderator?
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just
I'm like not even sure that anyone can see you, to be frank.
check the chat and see if somebody has answered.
Oh no, it got worse. Look, another level of disappointment.
Wait, you don't have
I do have one, but it's in the other room and we're doing the Crabcast.
get Graham to do it.
Hurry, someone text Graham. Someone call him. Someone tweet at him.
Here, do you want me to text him?
I guess. I just love how we practice this and we were like, we're going to have the best Crabcast ever.
It's
We're
going to
going
be
to be
totally on lock, and then
we're going to be totally prepared and ready,
and
and
and we don't even know if people can see me.
we don't
So.
know if we can see you. We don't know if people are chatting. I seriously don't think people are chatting. And yeah, it's just not great. But clearly we can't even we have to do it live, even though all we do is spend time complaining when it is live, but we can't do it not live because when we don't do it live, some people don't even upload the episodes. So, I mean, I don't know.
Milady,
What?
can you see the fedora?
Are you wearing a fedora? Will you keep it on for a little while until I start drinking at least?
No, I'm gonna.
I offended some people because I thought everyone knew Milady by now, and um, Karen Weeks was wearing a fedora unironically. Karen Weeks is one of the writers at BioWare, and so I was like, "Oh my God, how funny, a fedora!" And she's like, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I mean it's a nice fedora. I just thought you were doing it as an internet joke,
Time to desperately backtrack.
like breading your cat or something."
Right.
I mean, fedoras intrinsically, Holly owns one. She pretended on did you see that? Holly pretended once on Instagram that she found a fedora in her garage And she was like, "Oh, look at this gem." And she was like, "Tip, tip, milady." And I was like, "That was in your haul on a coat
I
rack."
think I think I remember that tweet because I think I remember tweeting back at her something that was like, "Yeah, sure, you just found it."
Yeah, it was in her hallway on a coat rack, and she wore it up until a little while ago. Please bring bottle opener. Help.
How's that working?
Help. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a dry crabcast. What are you drinking?
Let's see. Um, Nobody can see me.
No one can see you?
Nobody can see me.
How do we do it so people can see you?
I don't know.
Uh,
Oh, wait, 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 wait,
sharing?
wait, 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 wait. Does that did that work? No?
What? No.
What the?
So no one can see you.
No one can see me.
We don't have a bottle opener. Oops, I mean wine opener. Oops.
Can't see Lizzy. Sad faces everywhere. Okay. Maybe can I leave and then can you reinvite
No,
me?
I think it's on my side. I think it's on my side as like the, hang on, there's a control room. Okay, now people should be able to see you.
Maybe. Who knows? It's a big mystery.
I can see you.
You can see me now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Somebody else said. Okay. So I guess
They
I
can see
guess
you.
I guess they can see me now.
So what is it? I can see you. I just went to the live feed.
Yeah, they can see me now too.
Oh, so it's just been like 5 minutes of me, and now it's you, and I drew shitty glasses on your face like a fake bully.
And nobody saw um it's just wait, now we can only see her?
Now they can only see you? How do we switch back and forth? What the fuck? Hide from broadcast, profile, mute.
Wait, is this like not a group hangout? Like how does this work?
I don't know. No one ever explained it to me. I think this, do I manually have to click back and forth and decide when you get to talk and when I get to talk?
Maybe.
Mm.
But that doesn't make sense. Nothing makes sense.
No, it doesn't. This is the stupidest thing.
What?
I don't even see comments. I don't know how you see them.
I went to the actual YouTube page.
Yeah, I'm there too, and I don't see that. I see nothingness. 93 people are watching those, so our antics have only gotten better. It This is bullshit. Okay, capture YouTube control room. Graham says I don't know where the corkscrew is. Guys, we're spiraling.
This
Also,
is all it's all gone to shit.
I have bronchitis, so I don't know if that's going to affect anyone's enjoyment of this, but it certainly is
Okay,
affecting
wait.
mine.
Somebody says that now they can see you.
They can see me.
But
I think no one
now
can see you. I am manually clicking back and forth between you and me.
it's okay. It says we can hear both of you, just not see both at the same time. Well, that makes sense. So it switches
This
back and forth, I think.
Well, it's supposed to automatically do it depending on who's talking, but I have a feeling that it's not doing what it's supposed to do, and it only does it when I click on this little box at the bottom. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. Do I get the wine? Do I click on our buttons? Maybe one of us should look that up. How to make people switch off automatically. I don't know. Someone call me. Look me up on the yellow pages and call me and talk me through this. Wouldn't it be so crazy if someone did and like knew my phone number?
Okay, I'm turning my camera off to see if that will help.
It doesn't help now. No one can see anything. Look, if I like flip back to you, it's this like incredibly
Okay, well, hold on. I'm gonna.
artistic picture of you. And I can just see it like I can just see pulsating waves echoing from your face. No one can see anything. This is the worst. Everyone just go home. And you're getting text messages. Who's texting you?
I don't know.
Lizzie lives a secret life, guys. I had like a list of things we were going to talk about, and
We can still talk about them. It's
I was going to
fine.
try this suspicious cake that's been left out all day to see if it makes me sick or not. I don't think it will.
Okay, apparently the camera switching issue, as per a tweet at us, is something that Chloe talks about during every Heroes of Cosplay stream. So I don't know why you're pretending
But no, I
this is
no.
a new
Well, I
development.
no, I know it happened to her, but I thought that she just didn't know how to work Google Hangouts.
Gosh. Okay, give me like 1 second, okay? I'll be right back.
But I thought she also fixed it. She fixed it, and I was like, oh, okay. So if she fixed it, she must have done something weird, and I will be normal. Also, Graham can't find the corkscrew. Guys, I'm all alone. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to start weeping. Can you even see me? Is it on my video or is it on Lizzie's? I don't even know. I don't know why I just try to cry. I put on makeup today. What's wrong with me? Well, now I'm all teary. Look what you made me do. You made me cry. We should do something gifable. Like go like that. I'm sorry. I'm not entertaining all by myself. This is the worst. And I also think my camera keeps focusing because I keep moving and freaking out. Oh my God, I wouldn't do well at all in solitary confinement. I thought I could do it, but I can't. I'm just going to talk to myself as if we're in prison and you guys are my mind. I think I'm doing really well today. I only have 72 hours until my execution. For my last meal, I want tapioca pudding, but I want my last meal also to be cooked by my mom. Will they do that? I don't think they will. Okay. Assuming my last meal can't be cooked by my mom, I want the perfect cheese sandwich. That's what I want for my last meal. The perfect cheese sandwich consists of the following. I may have already told you this, but it's not important. The perfect cheese sandwich consists of bread, not a hard bread, like not like a baguette, because that like hurts the roof of your mouth and it's terrible. But like a ciabatta bread or a nice French roll, but not a crusty French roll. Shit's bullshit. A nice roll or a, you know, sliced bread, but not like anything overly overly powerful in flavor. The bread's not the important part. Next, mayonnaise, mustard. You have to have yellow mustard, Dijon mustard, and deli mustard, all three. But you can't, the spiciest like Dijon, you can only have a little bit of that. Then, shredded lettuce. This is so important. It has to be shredded. If it's not shredded, ask for a teeny tiny little bit of lettuce, like just a tiny bit. But basically, if it's not shredded, it's not the perfect sandwich. So, shredded lettuce, provolone cheese, cheddar cheese, tomatoes, thin sliced, those deli pickles, like the dill kind that you get on like really cheapo sandwiches, like from McDonald's or whatever, where they're like so vinegary, they're see-through and they're, none of this like pickled with garlic or whatever. Don't get artisan on me with this. No, just cheapo pickles. Put it on there. Pepperoncinis, salt, pepper.
Okay,
Perfect
wait.
sandwich.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
That's a perfect cheese sandwich. What is
Um,
I'm talking about what I want to eat for my last meal.
okay, well, my computer is now charging, so that's a step in the right direction. Somebody said that the mod should click the highlighted user to turn off the blue outline and turn on the auto switching.
Turn off the blue outline. Okay, try to auto switch now.
Hello?
Holy moly! That is the stupidest thing I've ever seen. You just have to double click your name.
Does it work now?
Yeah. Can you see it flipping between you and me?
No.
You can't? So you just only see me on the big screen?
I only see me.
Oh, well, I see
So,
both of us. So
okay,
in
well,
like 5 minutes, we'll know if it worked.
right.
Anyway, I was telling everyone about what I want to eat on my last meal when I die. So I want the perfect cheese sandwich, which I've already described. I would like a sweet tea, like really good sweet tea with cane sugar, not that bullshit. Like if you want a really good sweet tea, guys, go to Popeye's Chicken. Love that chicken at Popeyes.
Do
But
the
really, it's the sweet tea at Popeyes is really good, real good. I'm not joking.
Is that an official endorsement?
It's good. I wish they would contact me. I'd be their brand ambassador. And candy. A lot of candy. And ice cream. That's what I would want for my last meal on Earth. For my
That's
ice cream, I want half-baked Ben and Jerry's.
I feel like you've given a lot of thought to this.
No, I actually didn't. I just thought of like, what do I love most in the world that is probably also something a prison can bring me
Well,
easily,
can't they bring you like whatever you want?
within reason.
So if you wanted some crazy French meal, you couldn't get that?
No, it either has to be able to be like cooked in the kitchen or like something that they can easily go get. So
Well,
I'm
I
sorry.
need to reevaluate my.
Why? What did you want? Some crazy French meal?
I thought I would
You
just.
want something Deutsche? Did you
I,
want to like troll them on your last day? Because sounds like you're the one getting trolled. I don't know what to
what?
do. I
What
don't
does
know
that
what
even mean?
I don't know, but I'm just really you're not even drinking. I can't even get this. Like what is going on here? Do you even have a drink?
Yes,
What
I'm drinking Lagunitas Little Something, which is an ale, and it's pretty good.
I don't
Plus, it
I'm
has
just
like pinup lady on the bottle.
Dear Graham, can you please just bring me a beer? Kiss kiss.
Done.
All right, let's see what happens. So
Anything could happen.
what would your last meal be?
Um, well, I don't know now. I yeah, I remember I was driving of all things, probably because I was convinced that it was going to be one of those freeway trips where you die. Like you just get
Wait,
this
what?
sense.
No, that you're acting like that's a thing that most people think. Like that's like, oh, one of those trips where most people think they're gonna die. I think I heard Graham go get me a juice. I mean a beer.
No. You never get like, well, obviously it's not a premonition because it didn't happen,
No.
but like you never get the sense that something like terrible is going to happen.
Graham put beer on the floor. I have to go retrieve it. Keep talking.
Nothing. I mean, that's pretty
So
much
you
it.
had a premonition and or didn't.
Yeah, and so I started thinking about death row because car accidents and death row are so similar. Um, and then, yeah, I went to a really dark place and surprisingly
Came out on
uh,
top.
came out on top. Um, but gave a lot of thought to. Well, then it started, it turned into like, why would I be on death row? And then
Clink,
it kind of devolved from there. Did you get a beer?
clink. I
Why
did.
did
I'm drinking a shock top raspberry wheat.
this is kind of a neat effect. Lizzy in a bottle.
Mine's not doing it. Whoa, yours is well, I just blew out my whole light right there. This is not bad at all.
It's shock top.
Yeah, it tastes like bread at the end, but before that, before the bread, it was great. It's great.
It was grape
It was great. Okay, now that we've wasted 20 minutes,
on technical difficulties.
how did we do that? How
You
did
do. This is what I don't understand. Is you do two Google Hangouts a week.
No, I don't. Well, I did for 5 weeks,
I
and I'm not an expert, and I certainly never was in control of anything. I was in the background making faces and trying to be gifable,
Right.
which mostly didn't
Priorities.
work out.
Well, you got to try. So, shall we proceed?
Yeah. So now that we've gotten that sorted out, Lizzie's going to do what she probably should have done while we were having technical difficulties. We have a little segment that, because it's hard for us to read your comments as they're happening and make this like a Q&A, we have a segment where, in order for you to not just like not say anything, we have a segment where we read our favorite comments from previous
Previous
episodes.
Crabcasts.
Yeah. So Lizzie's going to share hers because I was setting up the YouTube and I didn't pick any.
I also did not pick any
What?
because.
What?
Hear me out. Hear me out.
You're lying. We did.
No, I didn't have a chance to read through all the comments again. Like I always read through them
You
after.
said I found some that I liked and or thought
No,
funny.
I never did. I suggested the other topic involving Graham. Jessica decided to do all of this
Why'd you
literally
get close to the camera?
to emphasize the gravity of the situation. Jessica decided, like, 15 minutes, she was on the phone with me, and she's like, all right, we're going to set up the Crabcast. Like, we'll figure out all the technical things to prove we're on top of what exactly needs to go on. So I'm like, yeah, that sounds like really great and actually, professional, semi-professional.
It is so professional.
And then she's like, well, I don't think we should do a live Q&A. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. And she's like, quick, go read through all the comments and find your favorites. Mind you, I'm still trying to find my headphones so that I can actually hear things without echo. So, and you're on your phone, aren't you? God damn it, Jessica.
I was just responding to the person who fixed our technical difficulties so that they knew that we cared about them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Thank you, Florence Chan.
Yes, thank you, Florence Chan.
Anyway, so I guess no one picked any comments, but I promise you next time we will pick comments, and maybe I do know how to use the screen share feature on this because I mostly have used Google Hangouts for work, because at work, we haven't started this yet, but we're going to start where, because I'm a producer for the web team, and my entire web team is in Canada. Sometimes they have meetings and I'm not there, and it's like impromptu, like spur of the moment, like, oh, let's just like jam session, like agile development this and stand up, sprint review, scrum, whatever. And I'm like, here in Canada,
What?
awesome, me in California. I am just
Wait,
minding my own business.
What is Scrum?
You don't know what a Scrum Master is?
No.
Scrum is a technique within Agile development. The Scrum Master is the person who is in charge of the sprint, which is a cycle for the development where everyone agrees on a certain amount of work that they're going to get accomplished, usually within 2-week cycles, but it is dependent on the project. Boom! Certified Scrum Master.
Fascinating.
It is...
Wait.
I can't breathe. I can't. It's my asthma. You can't spring that on me.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. It's not your fault. I was being pretentious.
It's like the Spanish Inquisition, but with mustaches.
Nobody expects Lizzie with a mustache.
And for that, I am grateful.
Yeah, ideally,
Right. I mean, I think he would still love me regardless, but
I would certainly not judge you to your face, which is what a polite person does.
Right, it's always got to be clandestine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would keep it to myself.
Right.
I wouldn't even tell a friend.
Right.
So yeah, so they are in Canada, sometimes having impromptu like discussions about things, and I'm not there. So they decided let's set up a Google Hangout, and then Jessica can be in the office all the time, and we can just look at the screen and ask her what she thinks.
Because that sounds
So,
amazing. That's exactly what everybody wants
so
is to be in the
basically,
office all the time.
no, but like to, so that when I'm in my office and they're in their office, they can look at the screen and ask me what I think about something. Basically, I'm going to be on a puppy cam.
I, the Shiba Inu puppy cam is a tough act to follow, though. I don't know if.
No, I know.
Okay, okay.
So, because we're not reading comments,
Wait, who am I now?
Reptar, I don't know what, Transformer?
It's an offensive Native American headband, so I'm Holly.
Oh, that's so mean, cultural appropriation. I thought it was a robot thing.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I mean, now it looks like robots, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it's supposed to be like a hipster headband.
Someday we will be able to do this without like acting like we've just discovered Google Hangouts. This is, after all, as someone mentioned, our 18th Crabcast.
I mean, it's easier when everybody's in a room, right? I'm just gonna be an
It's not
I'm just
just
gonna be an
easier when everyone
apologist.
is in the room, but we're doing it live. We're doing it live. We're not stand-up comedians by any means. No one is paying to hear me talk. God,
True.
I should be paying people to listen to me talk.
Okay, okay, one more and then I'm done.
Okay.
Wait, gotta make sure it's lined up.
Okay, all right, are you ready?
Yep, done.
3D.
Yep.
All right, and moving on. So anyway, so maybe in the future we will have I'll have like I'll screen share and I'll have our comments like listed and we'll digest them, but we didn't do that. So instead, I'm going to talk about something that happened in a comment that was quite funny. So a few weeks ago on the Crabcast, we talked about how no one knows who Graham is. He's my husband, and he clandestinely gave me 2 beers. And I mean, to be fair, it's kind of his fault no one knows who he is because he could have just walked in here and I could have been like, hey guys, it's Graham.
And you could have settled it once and
I
for
could have
all.
settled it once and for all and been like, this is Graham. He is not a weirdo. He is my husband. I
Well, I
wouldn't,
mean, I don't know if that's fair to say because
I mean,
Graham is a weirdo.
he's
So
not a weirdo. He's just pathetic.
yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't be with a weirdo.
but you would be with somebody that's pathetic.
I mean, weirdo has a connotation that like they're gonna like chop off my toes when I'm sleeping and like, you know.
Really? That's like that is your knee-jerk reaction to weirdo is like sociopath.
That's not a sociopath thing. That's like someone who is completely like off their rocker.
And
But anyway, a sociopath is just someone who can't empathize with humanity.
right, like somebody that would cut off digits.
No, that person might just be incredibly mentally ill. I don't want to discuss this. I want to talk about why my husband is unknown on the internet. Anyway, so we were talking a few weeks ago on the Crabcast about how no one knew who Graham is, and it was funny, and every once in a while pictures will pop up of Graham and the company he works for, Game Grumps. They'll post a picture and everyone will be like, who's that guy in the background like peeking over everyone? And I don't know why he's always peeking over. Like that's also, I think, makes it more creepy than it needs to be. Like if he was just in the photo and everyone acted like he belonged there, maybe it wouldn't be so like unnecessarily odd. But
I'm
he's
thinking
always like peering over, so like he's like Wilson, the next door neighbor, who you can't see his
from
face.
from Home Improvement,
Yes.
except with fewer words of wisdom.
Yeah. So there's
I keep thinking of the one picture.
there's a Reddit thread. Um, So there's a Reddit thread that was going around, and uh, basically, basically, let's see if I can screen share. Um, can you see?
I can.
This is this is what the Reddit thread
Wait,
was.
wait, wait. There's the bottom right is my favorite.
Yeah, what is he doing? Why are they acting like he's not there? He claims that he was back with the stuff and there was an impromptu photo and he didn't realize they were taking it. So he turned around and quickly jumped in the photo. So it's very possible that Barry, our friend right here, and Dan, our other friend right there, don't even realize that he's trying to peek through, because I'm pretty sure if
They would
they
have made
knew,
room.
they would have made room for him.
And I've
So
just been like, Graham, look like you're photobomb.
Graham, look like you're photobombing every single photo. So there's that. And then can you see when I go back to here?
Yeah, yeah.
So here's the best part. Here's where it comes full circle. We talked about this, and then this Reddit thread popped up, guys. And
So Jessica like sends it to me because she's like, we were just talking about this on the
yeah,
Crabcast. You won't even believe
someone,
it.
Lex Mooney, who may or may not be a Crabcateer, but if you are, good on you, Lex Mooney, for putting everyone straight. He linked to our Crabcast where we had the discussion, and it was amazing. Now, the other thing that I'd like to point everyone's attention to is in the comment, someone commented on our video of our Crabcast, who is the Holly-alike lady on the left? And I'm going to say this is not the first time that people have thought that you are Holly.
No, it happens all the time, and I'm
Like a lot. And I don't see it. I'm sorry. I
well,
mean, I don't see it, but
well, I
apparently
mean,
everyone else does.
I don't know. I mean, it's probably because you've known me basically my whole life.
I
So
guess like everyone else sees it and I just don't, which is fine. I mean, maybe you guys do look exactly alike, but a few times Lizzy and I um Lizzy and I were at like a place and Holly was gone, similar to right now, and someone was like, "Hey, can I take a picture of you and Holly?" And I was like, "Oh, Holly's not around." And they were like, "Holly?" And I was like, "No, that's Lizzy, you silly goose."
it's
And they were like, "Close enough." And I
no,
was like,
that's right. They were like, get in the picture. I'm like, okay, Jessica is in full costume, right? And I'm like peddling merch because Jessica, like, there's the cat hair covered merch that's making me like violently
"Don't
ill.
tell people that our stuff had cat hair on it." First of all, I wasn't even aware of that. Second of all, the person who's responsible for that isn't here to defend themselves. Thirdly, it was remedied before we sold the shirts.
Right,
No one got a shirt with cat hair on it.
right.
And I'm going to explain because now I have to, because you just like cat hair gate this. Holly's cat Orpheus found our box of shirts and he made a nest and slept on top of them. He didn't do anything weird. He's not like cutting off toes in there. He was just sleeping there. And some shirts, a few had a little bit of cat hair, and they were cleaned.
Right.
But Lizzy, before they were cleaned, Lizzy had a freak out because she's incredibly allergic to cats.
Like really madly allergic. And I always take like antihistamines before I go over to Holly's.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it
Graham
was
doesn't even go to Holly's because he's so allergic to cats. Probably why no one knows who he is.
they take photos at inopportune times, and he refuses to go inside Holly's house.
Yeah. So I'd like to, because I think our viewers and listeners, well, listeners, you're screwed because I'm about to do something that you won't be able to watch or listen to. I think they deserve a little bit of a break, and I think I'd like to show you something, Lizzy, that is possibly the thing that got me through my day today. So here's a YouTube video, because I did learn how to do this. And
So something is going to work.
yes.
Are you muted? How am I supposed to see this video?
Can you not see it?
No,
Shoot, am I the only one who can see it?
probably. I can't see it.
Oh, I thought everyone could watch it, and I was like, "Yay, we can all watch it." So I was just like, "Yay, we're watching a YouTube video together." Damn it, how do we all watch this YouTube video? It's so cute.
It's just precious.
Okay, well, it's still going on in the background, and I don't know how to stop it now. But it's okay, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. But I thought people could watch that, but apparently they can't. But it's the cutest goddamn thing I've seen in a long time. And now I feel really bad. Like, what what is the point of like having this if it's like not everyone can see it? I thought that the whole point of the YouTube thing was whatever. We can't even keep wasting time. It's a happy birthday for a tiny hedgehog. Go look it up. It's really cute.
All right.
It's adorable. And I would share my screen and watch it, but then there would be lag. So I thought that one thing that I tested out would go right and that I could just easily play it and we could all enjoy something and I could have a good day, but it didn't happen. So let's just check that off the list of things I plan to talk about, and we won't talk about that. And next week it won't be relevant anymore. Next comment.
Is this whole thing a wash?
No. Next comment. Today I got a call from Jennifer Hale, and she said, hang on, I wrote it down. Jessica, we have less than 60 days to save the internet.
What is this a
If you know who Jennifer Hale is, you'll know that she's Commander Shepard in Mass Effect and a lot of other like really kick-ass characters. So just imagine that Commander Shepard calls you and says, insert your name. We have less than 60 days to save the internet.
That sounds pretty fantastic.
She was calling to talk about net neutrality and everything that's going on with that. And
Do you know how many
so
signatures you could get on that like FCC website if Jennifer Hale promised to call every single person?
and say, so and so, I will record your voicemail. We have less than 60 days to save the internet.
It's like, wait, don't tell me. So,
What are you doing?
what do you mean, what am I doing?
You said, wait, don't tell me.
No, the NPR show, dumbass.
Oh! I didn't understand.
Apparently.
Anyway, so it's a very important issue. I guess, according to Jennifer, there are still a few more days to overturn the ruling with FCC, and I'm making faces like this because I am not completely, I don't completely understand everything, but she explained it to me. Public utilities versus like mass communication. So basically, if you don't understand like what net neutrality is, like me, where I'm just like, yeah, I think that's a bad thing because everyone says it is. The way that Commander Shepard told me is that right now everyone's deciding on what the internet is, and yes, people, I don't think we get enough people who watch our videos to like be mean to me when I give you a really boiled down condensed version of this, because I'm not a college professor and
Well, I know what
I don't understand the socio-political ramifications. But so the boiled down version is that the internet is up to, be either a public utility or, a means of mass communication. So if we decide that it's like a means of mass communications, then companies like Verizon and Comcast and all of those companies can come in and start setting pricing that will start, making it much less accessible to use the internet if you're low income, or if you're a small business, you're going to start having to compete with big business. Lizzy left for some reason, but I'm going to keep talking about this. Um, but if they vote that it is considered a public utility, it'll just be like water and gasoline and, um, gas going to your house and everything like that. So if you are interested, as I am, go check out Jennifer Hale's Twitter feed at, I think, J Hale Tweets. And please take part, because Jennifer says that a lot of people our age are really passionate about causes but feel very ineffectual and like we can't make changes. So, based on someone who does feel that way, I am going to take the advice of Commander Shepard and do whatever it is that she tells me to do. Because if she thinks that we can make a change, I think we can. Where did you go, Lizzy?
To get another beer.
Did you have anything you wanted to add about net neutrality? Because Jennifer Hill says it's really important and she wants us to talk about it, and I want to make her happy because she knows how to break you.
Yeah, so I agree with her. I think that, everybody, around our age group, typically um, has, like, like she said, like, rallies around all these sorts of causes, but kind of winds up, it like fizzes out. Like that whole, like, bring home our girls, like, hashtag that was,
Oh, right.
that was like trending for a while, and now it's like, oh, they're still missing. Oh well.
It's not funny, but it's funny.
Well, it's either you laugh or you cry, maybe one
Yeah,
of those
pretty much.
situations. Yeah, and so yeah, it's something like that. It's like obviously not like a missing person, but it is very, very important. It is one of those things where you do start to run into the danger of having things heavily regulated, and um, you don't have say like an open internet anymore, right? Everything is very
Right. It's not open. It's closed.
yeah, right, and so it winds up being this sort of very surveillance-y sort of thing where you run into all these problems in terms of you know regulating people's behavior online.
Right.
So it's like if anybody remembers like SOPA and PIPA, when that was like a big thing like 2 years ago, which didn't happen. So but this has more traction.
Yeah.
So it is important. So I agree.
I
Everybody should go yell at the FCC.
I went on ahead and I have retweeted a few things on my Twitter from Jennifer Hale. So you can go to my Twitter, or you can go directly to hers, because she is fierce and entertaining when she's not tweeting about this stuff anyway. And she she sent the FCC something to freepress.net, which is a petition that you can sign. And if you want more information on net neutrality, she linked a John Oliver video, which kind of goes over it, and it's probably loads funnier than anything else on the internet. It's probably, in being serious about net neutrality, it's probably loads funnier than me and Lizzy being funny about trying to be funny and make you guys laugh. So just go do that, and let's have a free internet, because I'm afraid that I won't be allowed on there if anyone knows what's good for them.
Yep.
So that's that. Should I eat this piece of cake that's been sitting out all day?
You just had like cake just sitting out in
Yeah,
your office.
yeah, it arrived at about, I don't know, like 2 p.m.
What, cake just arrived? By that you
Graham
mean went to
Graham
go
brought
get
it.
it?
Graham brought it to me,
Right.
and it's been sitting on my printer for a little while.
Right.
But I'm in a cold room. It's never been warmer than 76 degrees in my house.
Well, you're not going to get sick off of the cake if that's what you're concerned about.
It's cookie dough.
Yeah, you're fine.
That's what I thought. I'm not going to eat it on camera, though, because, I mean, now that I know I'm not going to get sick. If Lizzy says I'm not going to get sick, then I'm not worried.
Then it must be
So
true.
I'll eat it afterwards. Lizzy could say anything she wants, and we'd probably all believe her because she has one of those looks. Tell us a lie, and let's see if you can get away with it.
Well, you already know it's going to be a lie because the way you set up the
Yeah, but
question.
I want to see how serious you can be in trying to be, like, make us believe in your lies. Lie to me.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just such an honest, trustworthy person. I don't want to tarnish my reputation as being a trust figure.
Wow, you can do it.
No, I can do it. I can do it. This is like no. You know what this is? This is you trying to get me to do something that I don't feel like doing, and so it's going to be this Back to the Future Marty McFly thing where you're going to be like, no, you can't lie, and I'll be like, yeah, huh, I can lie, and then I wind up doing something I don't want to do. So no.
What? That wasn't gonna happen at all.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Well,
more like an Adventure Time type thing where you lie and then the lie becomes the truth, and we have to go on an adventure and vanquish some monsters, as well as the elephant that comes with us that reminds me of my mom.
well,
Doesn't it? Doesn't the elephant remind you of my mom?
not particular. Oh, tree
The el-
trunks?
yeah, tree trunks.
Yes, actually, it was like the first thing I thought of when she was like, "You have to try my apple pie," like, and oh, they're just nasty, like
Oh, they're just
nasty.
nasty. I was like, it's my mom. My mom is Tree Trunks. I
It's
was really upset when Tree Trunks died, and then I was like, oh, okay. Like a million years later, right when you forget about Tree Trunks comes back.
yeah, tree trunks is adorable, but she's also a little creepy. So
She's fucked up, but so's my mom, so it's okay. I was telling my psychiatrist the other day. Um, uh, I was telling her that sometimes when I get very stressed out, I think I see spiders crawling on the wall. And she was like, and I was like, no, like, I think this is okay. This is literally, I was not planning on talking about this, but I don't know if this is a funny thing or a sad thing. I sat down
it's probably
and,
both, as most
and
things are wont to be.
I sat down and first let me get like a little bit more like what I actually looked like. Hang on. I came into her office like this basically and was like, hi, Dr. Stanton. That's her name. She's amazing. If you live in LA, you should go see her. She's really good. I was
So
like,
okay,
hi,
so
doc.
you needed the spirit head.
Well, I just was not having a good day. And I was like, hi, Dr. Stanton. I missed our last appointment because I was in London, and I'm pretty sure I canceled, but your crazy receptionist thinks I'm a liar, so I'm already really mad about that. That got taken care of. It's not part of the story. And then I'm sitting there, and I was like, you know how sometimes you see those movies where they're like, it's like people in their mid to late 20s who are having like some kind of crisis and identity, and they're just like going through, and it's quirky and it's funny, but it's really tragic at the same time. I feel like I'm having a quarter life crisis. And she was like, so you think that you are a quirky indie breakout hit?
Do you think you're a manic pixie dream girl?
Yeah, apparently.
I was gonna say manic hipster dream girl, which is basically the same thing.
No, I think if she'd known what a manic pixie dream, but she like was like, so Garden State, like what? I don't
Do, do,
understand.
do, 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 do. Time to wear
Yeah.
early 2000s
Anyway, so the point of the story is while
balloons.
I was describing her that when I get stressed out, like just in the corner, I always think that there's a spider, like or spiders, but it turns out there's nothing there, which I guess is a stress thing. Um, she was like, "Oh, you're just like dissociating. It's fine." And I was like, "Oh, my mom used to do that all the time." And she was like, "Your mom?" And I was like, "Yeah, my mom's like basically the entire movie of Divine Secrets of the Yaya Sisterhood, except without the alcoholism and
Also,
drug
like
abuse,
Steel Magnolias.
and Steel Magnolias without the daughter dying of cancer." Yeah. So my mom, Yaya Sisterhood meets Tree Trunks, meets Paula Deen without the racism. Except like the racism that everyone has, which, if you deny that you're a racist, like just come on.
Just come on,
Everyone
everybody.
everyone has things that they think because it's just cultural and racial and ethnic generalizations, which are unfortunate, but everyone participates in them.
So we
And
talked
that is a physical anthropological phenomenon because we seclude ourselves into groups that are more like us and outside groups that are not because we're a tribe. That's what humans are. They're a tribe-based animal. So, I mean, we're racist, all of us. But my mom's not racist like Paula Deen, like having her son's wedding with like antebellum South. Like she knows that's bad.
I feel like we've been channeling Holly, sort of, during this entire Crabcast because we've started talking about racism and hipsters.
What? What? How does that have to do with Holly? Are you trying to like make an accusation?
No, 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 no. Just it's going back to the Native American headdress
Oh,
thing.
okay. So it's back to Holly
Right.
being
Being like
Holly
buying
shopping
moccasins at Whole Foods or whatever she does.
free people.
Right.
I'm
Whatever.
buying those like a little teepee to go camping.
There was not actually a teepee there, was there?
No, it was worse. It was a Doctor Who TARDIS.
I was gonna say, does that fit that many people? But I know like it's bigger on the inside or something is a thing that people say,
No, I don't
right?
even think one person can fit in that. I think that's like
Is it like a play
those
tent?
tents that you had when you were a kid
Yeah,
that was
like popped
like
up.
a house. It popped up and it was like a house. It had like the drawn on like
Yes, I
things.
had like a Fisher Price
And
one
yeah, me too.
that
And then
was
the door was a flap.
yeah, and it like had like a dog though also on the side. It was like
Oh.
Fisher Price Clubhouse or something. I don't know. And then
Yeah,
my
I
mom
had
gave it away one day, and
that. Why'd she do that?
I did, probably just to piss me off. I mean, like
Just to piss you off?
some
All right.
mothers just want to watch the world burn. Uh, no, I come home and I'm like, where's my tent? Where's my tent playhouse? And my mom was like, oh, I gave that away.
It's
And I was like,
gone.
and
Have fun now.
it happened so
Endless
suddenly.
room
Yeah, pretty much.
out there.
Yeah.
My mom's never given away any of my things. They're all still right where I left them.
Yeah.
I would like to end our Crabcast. I didn't get to one of my topics, but we can discuss it next week. I'd like to end and talk about something that you and I shared that I think is appropriate for us to talk about when Holly is not here because she was not involved in it, and it'd be weird to talk about it because she would just be on her phone in the corner anyway. And
Well, that's like both of you.
what?
Always.
While we're on a Crabcast,
Polly is worse about it on the Crabcast.
I'm
Absolutely.
never on my phone in the
You
Crabcast
were on your phone during your wedding while I was officiating.
to look up my vows, which I wrote on my phone.
Why did
Well, what is a
I
phone?
didn't know that was allowed. I would have written the ceremony on my phone.
Where'd you write yours?
On paper.
Oh, well, whatever. I wrote mine on my phone.
Well,
I actually didn't
everybody
write
thought
it
you
down.
were everybody thought you were Instagramming your wedding while it was happening.
That would have been so amazing. I wish I had done that, but I didn't. Actually, I didn't take any pictures, and I really regret it because some people took pictures, and most of them weren't good.
I just realized not too long ago that I have no pictures from your wedding with Graham in them. I have plenty.
Like he doesn't exist?
Basically, like I pretty much yeah, it's just you and Holly and like our other friends, but Graham is and now I kind of wish he had had one of those photobomby photos where it's like he's photobombing a wedding picture and he's just peeking over.
He's like, it's me.
He's like,
And
I
like,
didn't know you guys were taking wedding photos. So,
I'm here too, guys. I was just cutting the cake.
right.
I was just paying the orchestra. I didn't have an orchestra. I had a
Yeah.
cheap wedding.
So
I didn't
not only did I officiate, I was also bartender along with
um
our other
I
friend.
I appreciate everything you did. You had your opportunity to take home leftovers.
Yeah, well, I didn't.
Well, that's not my fault.
Ross took all of them before I could get to them.
Ross did not because everyone ate the mac and cheese, which I got
That's
just for
true.
him.
Okay, well, somebody else took
Freaking,
all the
who
leftovers.
freaking gets a whole thing for their wedding just for one person? I knew that Ross wouldn't want to eat anything else, but he actually enjoyed everything. But I was like, I better get mac and cheese because Ross, I'm just not going to hear the end of it, and it's my special day, but Ross is going to turn it into something about himself.
It's like when parents bring special meals for their kid.
Except, like, what if, like, one parent needed a special meal for their kid, so the whole cafeteria ordered it?
Exactly, exactly.
Yeah, so we had mac and cheese. It was great. It was a Southern wedding. It's fine. Anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about the thing that I'm not on my phone during the Crabcast, but Holly would be at this time because I want to talk to you and everyone else about the Java Igloo.
Right.
So, do you want to tell everyone what the Java Igloo was?
Okay, so this is in the old days of AIM, and like we all had AOL, right? Or you had
I
that you
I
had
didn't
that
have AOL. I
you
had
had that like
Earthlink.
that free internet that was
It
like
wasn't free. It
yes
wasn't
it was.
free.
It was like dial-up free internet.
It was for poor people, probably. I had Earthlink and probably something else, but I remember I had an Earthlink email
What
address.
was your Earthlink email address?
I didn't have one, my mother did. It
Oh,
was
okay.
Mary4. MERI4.
Mary4.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, everybody send emails of love to Mary4 at
Mary4
Earthlink.
at earthlink.net and see what happens.
It's going to be like Earthlink.net hasn't existed in like 10 years. Please stop emailing us.
I wonder if people still are allowed to use their Earthlink.
Well,
I don't know.
that's something I will Google later.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
you had
so
AOL, which no one else had, by the way.
I don't understand why nobody had
AOL was for
AOL
the
in like 1997. Like,
AOL was for the rich kids and the people who were like interested in technology. That's what it was for. The poor folk like me did not have it. We had regular old like nothing, and other people had, I don't know, whatever other things.
right.
Skynet, I don't know.
Guynet? Is that like Skynet mixed with
No,
like
I said
mixed with
Skynet.
Grinder?
Skynet. Anyway, so you had AOL,
Right. And so Jessica and I were chatting over
on
AIM.
AIM,
AIM
AOL Instant Messenger,
for all you
which is the new, like, which was the old school
Skype.
IM, or
Right.
not even Skype, like IM, like you went home from school and you just got on your computer and you went on AIM and talked to the same people that you had just been talking to all day at school.
Right. But I mean, it's a preteen thing. Um, and so one day, like,
We were still passing notes. Oh, maybe on a future Crabcast, guys. I kept all of my notes from middle school and
it
high
is
school.
a box this big
It's a big
of
box
folded
of
eight and
notes.
a half by 11s.
Yeah, they're all folded up, some of them into like little intricate shapes and stuff still. And maybe on a future Crabcast, I will read them for you. Some notes between me and Lizzy and Holly when we knew her later.
Right.
Anyway, so we all would pass physical notes in school, and then we would go home and go on AIM. For a very brief period in high school, Lizzy and Casey had what was it, Pilot something, Pocket Pilot, or what was it called? Where
Palm Pilots?
Palm Pilots, yeah. Yeah, you had
But they
Palm
weren't
Pilot.
like connected to the internet.
No.
And Casey used his like all the time.
Yeah, those were like precursor to phones because none of us had phones.
Yeah, I wasn't allowed to have a phone until I had a car, which is when I was 17. And my mom was like, "You need to be able to call people in an emergency because there's no payphones anymore."
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Yeah,
Except
so
I still didn't have a phone. I just borrowed my mom's phone. And then when I went to college, I got a burner phone. And
right.
then
A bur-
eventually I, yeah, I still have it. It's a
well,
little
it's not a burner phone if you still have it.
well,
They
no, but
can triangulate your position, Jessica. The feds could come in at any time.
it's one of those little Virgin phones, and you open it up, and it's an MTV phone.
What does that
Anyway,
mean?
I don't
Like
know,
like
like they had
like
like an MTV sponsorship, I guess. But
like
I just
MT.
liked it because it was a push up. I liked that it pushed up and down. I
It
kind of
was a
wish my phone
slider
did
phone.
that. Yeah, it was a slider phone. I miss that. I miss that
I had
sliding.
I had an LG Chocolate, which I absolutely loved. That was a slider phone.
Mm.
Um,
So we would go home, we'd go on AIM,
right.
and what would happen?
And so at one point,
And
Jessica
me and our best friend Casey,
Casey,
who
who
lives in San Francisco, and with his boyfriend Garen, and they're beautiful. And
they're just lovely people.
Casey is a veterinarian technician.
Yes. Um, so we would go home, and our teachers at our like all of our teachers at middle school were so dysfunctional that or not like I don't know, dysfunctional isn't the right word. What would you say?
Uh, they were
Quirky. Let's go
they
with that.
they had strong personalities.
Right. Exactly. They all had very strong personalities. They were easy to caricature. Anyway,
Yeah.
so one day Jessica and I are just like talking about shit that they said during class or something, and then it turned into us being the two teachers having a dialogue.
We started okay, like
And then
some
it started that
some people start like Dungeons and Dragons real early, folks. We started RPG our teachers.
our entire middle school, basically.
Yeah, yeah, but
Um,
not like us, not the kids our age, not like our social circles, no.
no, it
Just
was
the
just the
teachers
teachers.
and the principal and
Right. And the
like
guidance
that
counselor.
and the guidance, just like the school structure.
Do you think they're
We
going to
decided
watch
to role
this?
play. No, why would they watch that? Why
I
would they
don't.
watch our show?
Maybe they're curious about how their former students are doing in real
We're
life.
not that important. They see like 40 kids a year, and they've been teaching for like how long have we been out of school now? We're not like 18. It's been like 18 years since we've seen them.
Yeah, I
We're not that important.
can we go see
We're
them?
we're a little fish in a big sea.
Maybe you are. I'm very busy and very important. Uh,
Yeah, okay. Anyway, if we ever become a breakout hit like Katy Perry, then we can go visit our middle school.
right. Anyway,
I
so
will tell you what I want to do when I reach if I will tell you what I want to do. If I ever reach a pinnacle of importance that I get invited to my graduation ceremony to speak on a later
what?
Crabcast,
Oh,
I
you
will
mean
tell
like
you
you're
what
invited
I'm.
as like the commencement speaker?
Yeah,
I see.
that is one of my goals in life because I want to fuck them. Oh shit! Now that I've said that, they won't let me.
Wait,
Everyone pretend you didn't. Don't tell
wait.
anyone.
Who you want to fuck who?
The man, the system.
Oh, I
Duh.
see. Right.
Anyway, it's like a
Obvious.
very important thing to
Obviously.
me for a long story that I will save for possibly next week
Okay,
because we just
fine.
talked about it. Remind us in the comments.
Coming
Hey
next week
guys,
on
don't
the
forget.
Crabcast,
Don't
Jessica
forget in
wants
the
to fuck
comments.
people.
Jessica wants to fuck everyone.
Right.
Don't forget in the comments, be sure to talk about like just things and we'll pick out our favorite comments next week. Anyway, so we decided to chat. We started role playing our teachers and the
Right.
principal and the guidance counselor and like the
And
PE
so the set
instructor and
the setup was somehow okay, so it went from us like having like a fake dialogue to like a full-blown immersive world. It was a
yeah, It was
It was a
we created an immense storytelling experience. It
it,
was a campaign.
it was I think it was there was a lot of creative writing going on there.
There
I
was a
think there
huge
was
setting involved. Like Holly always touts her novel that she wrote, and I'm like, bitch, please.
ours was so edgy and new media.
We role played every day about our teachers. Anyway, so the basic
Right.
premise was
I
that
owned a bar.
Lizzy, who played herself,
Right.
owned a bar called the Java Igloo because Lizzy, at the tender age of like 12, drank a lot of coffee. Like, even then.
Okay.
And that's not like us role playing, that's like for real.
Okay, proof that the urban legend that coffee stunts your growth is in fact an urban legend. My mom started giving me coffee at age 8, and
Why?
I
Why
am
did you do it?
5'10".
Why?
Because I asked for some, and I was like, "This shit's delicious," and and so it was like 6th grade. I'm like, I need my morning cup of Joe. So
I
yeah,
can't. I can't.
yeah, I
Yeah, I can't even drink coffee to this day. I don't have the taste for it.
right. Well,
It's like beer. I have to disguise beer with this like raspberry bullshit.
you're entitled to your wrong opinion.
I don't have a
Uh,
sophisticated palate. That's all there is to it. You already heard what my last meal is. It's a cheese sandwich, sweet tea, and candy and ice cream.
so it's really like what you would eat normally.
It's
It's
what like
like a normal dinner for you.
a 12-year-old would eat.
You and Ross can just hang out at like
You know what? Ross and I
we should have a food truck that's like crap only Jessica and Ross would eat, and it's
my
just like
oh, it would do
cheese
so fucking
sandwiches,
well. So fucking well. If only
macaroni and
because
cheese,
mm,
chicken nuggets, tater
mm,
tots, and
mm,
like sweet tea
if only because everyone was there
and
to see
wine mixed with
Ross.
Coke. I'm
I
not
need an alcoholic beverage for myself. Cider.
cider. There we go, cider.
And cider. I bet Ross would drink cider.
He liked my cider okay, so
When did you have a cider? I didn't get to try it.
yeah, it was the
Anyway, so the premise of the Java Igloo was Lizzy owned a bar.
wait. I'm really proud of my cider name. Can I just say that? Okay, so my cider was called the LHC, which stands for Lizzie's Hard Cider. And it's funny, kind of, because I'm a physicist. Not really funny, but I thought it was clever.
It's funny. We're losing viewers.
Right. Anyway, so
So the
we
premise of the story was the Java Igloo. Lizzy owned a bar, and it was the Java Igloo. It was coffee, and I don't know why it was an igloo, but whatever.
right
So she would always do things like
wipe down the bar.
wipes down bar, and the way we did it was when we wanted to enter the Java Igloo between me and Casey and Lizzy, we would set so you have your text foreground and then your text background.
The
We
background
would
was
set the
always
text
black.
background. The text background would be black, and
It's always
then
black.
different characters would have different colors
Text.
for their text so that we
Right.
knew who was talking.
So I
We
think I was like a light blue,
Yeah, Lizzy was like light blue. I was probably
pink or
like
purple or
magenta
something.
or
Yeah.
something like that. Casey was
It
like
was
green,
green.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, how do
So
I remember all this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I
It was
can't remember
remembering.
what I did yesterday.
I don't know. So anyway, so Lizzy was the owner of the bar, and she would she would be like wipes down bar. That was always her thing, wipes down bar. And then the teachers, for some reason, Casey and I were also there. I don't remember what our roles were, but we were also there. But no one else our age was there except for one person who I will bring up later. So
Don't bring him up. Like that needs to
so
be a story. That story is so complicated that we should save it for next time.
okay.
Because we can
So
talk about the beanbag and our high school film.
all
Or
right,
our
fine.
first
So
film.
fine. So one person that we knew that was our age that was weird and is probably chopping off toes now.
Right.
He was the only person who would come in, and he had just like a sight gag in this thing where he would like storm into the bar, and he walked in with a giant pink purse,
Yeah.
and it was a reference to the Teletubbies because
He like had like a weird thing because of his little sister with the Teletubbies.
Yeah, because Tinky Winky had a bright pink purse. So
Right.
he walked in with his bright pink purse and he would cause havoc and everyone hated him and then he would leave. But
Remind me
other
next
than that,
time for posterity. Also, when we're talking about this person, remind me of the eighth grade math line project, graphing project.
okay, fine. Yes, I will. Anyway, so leave this in the notes, Lizzie. Don't talk about no spoilers. Anyway, so other than us three and the kid that we were clearly like virtually bullying, but not to his face or to anyone else, just between the three of us. No one else of our age was in the Java Igloo. It was just teachers and our principal and the guidance counselor, like people that we interacted with. And so they would come in and they would order drinks and they would always
But there was
order.
nothing like
There
we
was
would
nothing
all. No,
alcoholic. It was Coke, right?
no. That's not true. You, Casey, and
Oh,
I would
me and
drink.
Casey, we would drink cherry Cokes. We drank,
We would all drink cherry cokes. We would drink Shirley Temples. That
yeah,
was it. That was like all that was served to
Roy
minors.
Rogers. Roy Rogers. That's what we drank, not cherry.
What's a Roy Rogers? Is that with Sprite?
It's no. Shirley Temple is Sprite and grenadine.
Right.
Roy Rogers is Coke and grenadine. That's what we
Okay.
drink. We
I
drank Roy Rogers.
whatever.
Anyway, what were you gonna say? So what did everyone else drink?
I think all the other teachers drank wine because we thought they lived like really glamorous lives.
Yeah, probably. Anyway, so the whole fucked up point is that we had all these teachers and we would make these sordid, complicated, long stories about what they were doing, and usually it involved fucking each other. Like
Like a
usually our
lot.
teachers were fucking each other.
Like
Lizzie
all the
had
time.
Lizzie had in her bar three back rooms. Three back rooms that you could go to. I guess we just didn't understand what a bar was back then, but we thought it was completely
It was just like
acceptable and appropriate that there were three back rooms in the
it was
bar
just
that you could go to
it should have been
with.
called the Java Igloo. It should have been called Caligula.
Yeah, it was. That's basically what we were doing. It was basically like we made a swingers den.
Yeah, we really did.
We
And no,
made
there were
a
like velvet,
swingers
there were
den.
like plush velvet chairs and stuff in the back too.
Yeah,
All very thoroughly described.
yeah, we knew exactly what we were talking about. Like I still have a very intricate, like I know what the Java Igloo looks like in my head.
So
So
do
all our
I.
teachers were fucking each other or having fights. They were all either getting
There
in
were
fights or fucking each
it
other.
was like a romance. It was like a romance.
Romance.
Where's my mustache? It was like a romance pentagon because there were so many people involved,
Yeah,
like
it
all the time. Like it was
it
totally
was so
ridiculous.
sorted and
It was very sordid.
it was so sorted. It's 9:14. I felt like our we should be an hour. Do you think we should keep going?
Yeah, why not?
All right. I'm sorry, guys. All
Well,
right.
okay,
So
no.
okay.
Here's the thing. We lost all that time to technical difficulties.
That's true.
So
So I'll just
people can fast forward through that part, right?
fast forward. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you were in the Java Igloo, you usually ordered a drink. You usually chatted up some teacher that was at the bar, and then you usually went into a back room.
Like asking homework questions too. It was really it was very
Yeah, they would usually talk about
like really
like
mundane
work
stuff.
and things, but then they would get into big fights. And then when we would have some teachers break up and get back together, and we would like bring in aspects of their personality, and and we would always do asterisks, which would mean like what someone was doing.
Isn't that still a thing? I still use
Kind
that.
of. Some people do, some people don't. I think some people do it, but a lot of people don't do it. So we would do that, and like I remember, the guy that was our age, his thing was storms in, drops down bright pink purse. That was his thing.
That was his thing. That's how you know he had
That
entered the
was,
bar.
and his text was of course bright pink. And so we would do this basically every single day. Every single day. When we were not doing our homework,
No, it was only when
we
I
were
was at
doing
my it
after
was only when I was at my
when
dad's house because my mom didn't
oh
have
yeah.
internet.
Yes, yes.
So,
Every single day that you were at your dad's house, we were doing this.
right.
If we weren't doing this, we were doing other do you have like the Richmond videos and things like that? Like can you get them like our Lego videos?
I don't they might be on a 3.5 inch floppy somewhere.
I really wish you would look
But
for
like
them.
I
Lizzie
have
and I,
how
when
would
we
I even how would I
when we
even
weren't, I don't know, you'd figure out a way. I have a computer. I have a computer with a floppy disk still.
I think it was actually on what was it called? It was like
Zip?
Jazz Drive, Zip Drive. Was
I
that
don't
it?
know.
It was
We
like
could figure it out. Just please fucking find it.
well, I found the bread fiend. What
Yeah.
else?
Okay, so Lizzie and I, when we weren't doing the Java Igloo, and you didn't fucking ever upload the bread fiend, so that's your fault.
Wow, where
Anyway,
am I supposed?
Crabcat channel, you crazy person. So when Lizzie and I weren't doing the Java Igloo, Lizzie, Casey, and I were making videos. We were always YouTube entertainers at heart, but YouTube
It
hadn't
was
been
always stop.
invented.
It was like always stop motion though.
We were making stop motion animation with Lizzie had Lego Movie Maker, and so we made one which was our the single for our band, The Perfect Squares,
Right.
which is, our old podcast was called The Perfect Squares before.
There was a lot of discussion between you and I about what we were going to call the podcast, and then finally you were like, "Fuck it, we're calling it the Perfect Squares," and I was
I
like,
know.
"That's an excellent idea."
I know. We should bring it back in some form. Like, not obviously don't. We already have a podcast now, so we should bring the brand back in some
Yes,
form.
I
Perfect
agree.
Squares is beautiful.
It's golden.
We were such clever children. So we made the Perfect Squares music video. We made like basically an Escape from Witch Mountain video, but it was called Escape from Richmond. And there were
Richmond.
like,
Let me tell them what Richmond is.
all right,
So Richmond Technologies was this large sort of industrial warehouse-looking building that was positioned next to our high school, which looked like a jail, like a maximum security prison. Um, so because it was so strange and out of place and directly across from our high school, we decided that it was obviously a front for like drugs or like area like 51 bullshit. Like I don't even know.
mhm,
Like it was just like this like really conspiracy theory like amalgamation of, you know, every paranoid person's worst nightmare. And in actuality, in actuality, and this is what made it seem like the perfect, like storefront for some illicit operation was uh, what they told everybody um, was that their products were like anti-static packaging for electronics, which I mean I guess somebody has to do that, but I don't know, we all thought it was kind of suspicious. So Richmond Technologies was sort of like the very secret government agency slash terrorist organization slash I don't even know what else that was the I guess main antagonist in most of our stop motion films. Are you
yeah,
on your goddamn phone again?
no, I was listening to you.
What were you looking at?
I was looking down.
In shame?
No, I was looking down, listening to you because I, I wasn't talking. I was trying not to interrupt you.
Right. Well, I appreciate that.
Hands free all the way.
Right. Right.
Anyway, yeah, no, Richmond was this like messed up place that really wasn't messed up. I don't know why Lizzie and I aren't creative writers. But we did that, and the other big thing that we did was we were all supposed to read a book in the 8th grade called 2 Years Before the Mast, and most kids' parents read the book for them because it was a terrible, terrible
It
choice.
was
And our
so long
teacher,
and so drawn out, and he had this weird tall ship fetish,
yeah, he only picked it not because it was appropriate for 8th
and
graders
not
or
because it was
because it,
required reading or
but
like
because
California state standards.
it was about a like
Tall ship.
tall ship and a historical figure that went like around the like southern horn or whatever. Who
Is
cares?
it Cape
No,
Horn?
he went
Cape
through the
Horn?
yeah, he went through I don't it
What is it
was
called? I don't.
who cares? I only got to the point of the book until he realized that most kids' parents were cheating, and then he was like,
No,
"Fine, you
because
don't
here
have
was
to
the thing.
finish."
Here was the thing: is we had to have every chapter. We had to write a chapters. This is like he set it up to fail because he made us keep these journals and composition books. For every chapter, we had to write a summary. Who the fuck? Like this book already is like 500 pages long. Like an eighth grader doesn't have the time or patience for that.
It was bad.
So, and it was dry. It was super dry because it was written back in like the 1800s. It's definitely not appropriate for like 11-year-olds to read.
No.
And so everybody like it. My mom never read it because she was like, you know, fuck you, do your own work. I don't have time for
Yeah, my
this.
mom didn't read it because she was probably like, "I'm a
Well,
cup of coffee."
tall ships are amazing. Homestar Runner might be coming back. That's a non sequitur, but
Oh
yeah.
my God. Oh, I
Yeah.
hit myself really hard. I thought it would like slap and go back to me, but it didn't. Look, you can see the look. Can
I
you
can.
see?
Yeah. That's.
I slapped myself. I slapped myself because I love Homestar. Anyway,
Well, Graham
let's move
doesn't have to do it later now.
on. No. Punch up, not punch down, Lizzie.
Right. Right.
Um. Anyway, so
Uh,
uh
where were
yeah.
we going with that? Oh,
So we
right.
had to read this stupid ass book called 2 Years Before the Mass,
It was
and
so boring.
no one finished because at some point, like about three-quarters of the way through, our teacher realized everyone was cheating except for a few people, myself and Lizzie included, and because our parents were didn't love us enough to cheat for us,
Right.
and so
Giving
he
me
told us,
coffee, throwing away my play tent, not doing my homework for me.
yeah.
My
So
childhood was fucked.
So he told us we didn't have to read the book anymore. But before that happened, we had to do a big project about it. So some people made, I remember someone who like took the easy way out, made like a diorama of knots.
Yeah, because it was like I was gonna say semen knots. Well, now I just said it.
You just said it. I feel like someone else like did a quilt,
I'm a
but it
little
wasn't like actually their quilt. You have to do it again. Do it again. No one saw it.
little little big T.
Tipsy with the tea.
Tipsy with a T.
Which
Invented
is why
by Jessica's husband.
I know I'm being nice to you because we've lost 10 viewers and I'm like, "Oh well, I guess we'll keep going because Lizzie's being delightful." Oh, also, I don't know if anyone saw this, but this isn't just the Mona Lisa, it's the Mona Lisa with a cat. Anyway, so yeah, so we had to make a project that
It was
um
like you could do whatever you want. You just had to tell him
yeah,
what the setup was going to be, and then he would approve it. So of course, because this was our hobby anyway, we decided to make a
a
like
video.
stop motion feature
As yeah, we made a stop
of the
motion
book,
video of the book, like
like a
a
synopsis.
triopic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So my very favorite part of this, also person who was storms in drops bright pink purse. Or maybe it was sets
But
down. It was
it was
sets
sets
down.
down. He wasn't so
Yeah, he didn't
righteously
drop it.
indignant.
He
Right.
sets it down. Storms in, sets
Sets
down
down
bright pink
purse.
purse.
Right.
That's what it
And then
was.
proceeded to say something that was like really sort
Something
of off color and like creepy.
incredibly creepy. He was like the
He's
worst.
no. He's the toe slasher, I think.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, so that person was also involved. But not really to the extent. Like we were just like, "Oh, okay, well, we're going to use your shirt and cut it up and make ocean out of it." We made his shirt into the ocean and waves because he had this like microfiber like weirdo shirt and we somehow convinced him to give us the shirt off his back and we cut it up and made the ocean for our stop motion film.
I had totally forgotten because I found that too. I found the VHS tape of that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say I found his shirt. Wait, so you have a VHS tape of
I
the
have the
Mask?
yes.
So why don't we like
Upload the shit out of it?
Yes,
I
I
don't know.
have
We should do this.
I have a VHS to DVD recorder. We could VHS to DVD it, then DVD it up to YouTube. All right, guys, we've talked about it. Now we've got to do it.
Now it needs to.
We've
Well,
got to do
you
our
have to wait till I get
two
it.
student films, 2 years before the mast and the bread fiend rides again. Anyway, so my
They're
favorite
very
part.
like postmodernist art projects,
Yeah, my
truly.
favorite part was that we built a ship out of popsicles. It
No, no,
wasn't
no. It was
like it was
tongue
just the deck.
depressors. It was
Oh,
tongue
the
depressors.
tongue depressors.
All right.
It was just the deck. It wasn't the whole ship. I don't want to. I don't.
There was
I
a
want to
mask.
set.
There was a
There was a
mask
mask.
because
I
it
do
was
want to
too.
set expectations. It wasn't a whole ship. And Steven Spielberg was in the film. He was the guy drowning.
Well, he came with the Lego Movie Maker.
That was my that I directed that scene, and I still think it was the best shot scene of anything we've ever done ever.
Even the beginning where I'm like clumsily opening the book and Casey's asking me for algebra help in like a note.
Yeah, that one was funny too. Anyway, so and it was intentional. We did it on purpose. So we'll post those videos because Lizzy promises she will.
I did no such thing, but sure.
Lizzy!
Pizzy.
Pissy! That's what I'm gonna call you, Pissy. Pizzy, Lizzy, Pissy. Everyone call her Pissy if she doesn't upload it. We'll
You
find out.
you fucking do, and I'll cry. I'll cry a lot, and I look really sad when I cry.
I cried already on the Crabcast when you were gone the first time. I don't know where you
You
went.
missed me that much.
No, I was just like I was just like, guys, I'm getting really emotional. I'm gonna start crying, and then I was like, I wonder if I can make myself cry, and then I did, and then I was like, man, I like put on makeup today. Why am I doing that? And so then I stopped.
Why are you putting on makeup, or why are you crying?
Why am I crying and potentially messing up my makeup? So I stopped like getting weepy and I moved on and started talking about the perfect cheese sandwich, and everyone knows it because they've been watching it. Anyway, so that was basically our childhood, was escapism. A lot of people talk about how they played video games to escape from reality, and we did play video games, but to escape reality, we created these intense fantasy worlds that were very close to reality, but incredibly far, far away.
Very. I mean, it was like fan fiction, right? I mean, was fan fiction.
We created fan fiction about our teachers.
You make do with what you have. I mean, like, what else were we gonna make fan fiction? I was gonna say like Rocco's Modern Life, but you know that is a thing.
Write about what you know. My
Right.
favorite fan fiction that I've ever read was a really long, really intense fan fiction that I read when I don't know how old I was, but it was a Hey Arnold fan fiction.
You told me about this.
It was beautiful.
Wasn't it like it was like a love triangle
Helga
with like Helga and Arnold?
Helga got pregnant.
That's right. Didn't
Helga
he have an abortion too
Helga had a one night stand
with
with
Arnold?
Arnold in
Yeah.
a bathtub, and she got pregnant, and it was there were some very graphic sex scenes, but they were not gratuitous. And then the whole thing, she had to like drop out of school, and or maybe like drop out of, like, she was going to go to college. It was like maybe grad night that this happened. I don't know, but it was like page turner, and I've never been able to find it ever since. There was another fan fiction that I read that was like a lesbian fan fiction between Hermione and Cho Chang from Harry Potter.
I've never read Harry Potter, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It was basically a one-off, like super smut. All I remember is that it was called Oranges in the Library, and I've tried to find it again, and I can't find it. But
This is a thing I'm Googling right now.
like I'm last thing. Okay. This girl that I work with this weekend was telling me about this book that she loves, this series that has is gonna, be made into a TV show. And I was like, oh, that's cool, yeah, whatever. And she was like, if you go to Comic-Con, will you get me, like I would love to go to Comic-Con. And I was like, oh yeah, if I go to Comic-Con, like I'll try to pick you something up. And I was like asking her about what the show was and blah blah blah. And the series of like 8 books, and it's been like going on. The books have been written for like 25
I
years,
think
and
I found your fan fiction.
You found Origins in the library, or you found?
I found oranges in the library. It's rated NC-7. It's rated NC-17.
It's super dirty.
That is
It's
absolute.
just, it's literally, I think, just
All
sex.
right, I'm gonna tweet it out. I'm gonna tweet it out. So my Twitter is at I underscore at I underscore am underscore platypus. So I'm gonna, if it loads. Oh no! Top cities. What is this? Is it cached?
What's top cities?
I don't know. It says it can't
Find
load
the.
it.
No one cares about the smut one. Everyone cares about the crazy Helga Arnold fan fiction that was
Well,
actually
I don't. Do you
written.
have a title for that one?
No, I don't. I don't remember. But it was so. It was really wonderful and moving. Just type in like Helga gets pregnant by Arnold fan fiction and see what happens. There can't be that many of them.
My Chrome history is gonna be so fucked right now.
So anyway, so this girl was telling me about this novel series that she was reading. Uh, and I was like, oh, okay. And then we were sitting, her name's Robin. She's a development manager at BioWare. And we were sitting with our other friend David. He's
Oh,
one of the lead.
Jessica. This
Did you
could.
find it?
There are so many Helga's pregnant fan fictions. And
Well,
you shouldn't be surprised.
well, it's a really long one, and it's right after it's high school graduation. Like it's the night out. There's bathtub, so if that helps.
Bathtub?
That's where they have sex. They have sex in a bathtub. And I think Gerald's house. I think there's like some.
Wait, is this Helga is getting abused by her parents? Or
I
no?
don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that part. Obviously, that wasn't like sexy, so I didn't remember it.
Is it Helga struggles with her home life and teen pregnancy?
Maybe. I don't know. Anyway,
Is
so
your
just
is
like,
your is your name attached to this?
no,
Is it called
I'm
under
not clever enough.
Is it called Underage Discoveries?
No, that doesn't. I don't know. That doesn't sound. That
Okay.
doesn't. That doesn't sound accurate. I've run out of beer. Anyway, so I've got to finish the story.
Right.
So the series, she was telling our friend David, who's the lead writer for Dragon Age, she was telling him about it, and I'm like listening, and she's like, yeah, it's this series about this woman and this man who are married, and it's World War II, and then she goes into this stone circle, and she goes back in time, and she goes back 200 years to the 1700s, and she is in Scotland, and she meets this guy named Jamie, who's this like Scottish like important guy, and she's telling him better than me. And I'm like thinking about this, and I'm like, and she's like, yeah, and it's gonna be on Stars, and I'm like, I'm thinking, and she's like, it'll be like probably like they'll do it like Game of Thrones style, because she it's like J.R.R. Martin. The first one's really steamy, and I'm like, oh, maybe. And she's like really like, oh my god, everyone needs to read this book. And I was like, oh, okay, I'll look it up. I look it up, and I look at the cover. It's like super super romance novelty. It's like a clock with like, I don't know, something, and then like a kilt over the clock, and it's like the Outlanders or something. And I was like, holy shit, I think I read this and snuck it from my mom when I was like 11. And that was in my formative years of learning what sex was all about. So I was like, okay, wait. Um, question. Do they have like a lot of like sex on stones and stuff? Like, and she was like, yeah, they have sex outside a lot. I was like, oh my gosh, I have read this book. I read this book when I was 12. My Aunt Brenda used to work at Barnes and Noble, and when they couldn't sell books, they would rip off the covers, and she would give all of these books to my mom, and my mom would keep them, and I think I stole this one and I read it, and that may or may not have been how I learned about sex. Was that. So I learned something about myself this weekend, and I am now reaffirming it here. Um, I've heard a lot of stories from guys. I've also heard a lot of stories from guys where they're like, I don't know, but I've also heard a lot of stories from guys about how they learn from sex. and how they like
how they learned
I
from
meant
sex.
I meant how they learned about sex from porn. So how they learned about sex from porn. And um I was like, oh, I didn't learn about sex from porn. I mean, Lizzie and I had that stack of porn at her house that were
Right.
Playboys that were uh, photography research, but I don't think that's how I knew about sex. And I'm pretty sure that it was from fan fiction. So,
My mom described sex as an IKEA like construction project. She was like tab A into slot B, and I was like, well,
wait, what? That's how she told you about sex?
yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think I just read
And then
fan fiction.
whatever it was. You remember how we had like sex ed
Yes,
every
yes,
year?
we had this classes in like fourth
Do
and
you
fifth
remember how
grade
that kid
where the
Bobby asked
girls,
if sex hurt?
yes,
And then she was
yes,
like, I can't answer that question.
yes, where the girls and the boys would be separated, and then they would ask questions, and he asked if sex hurt, and she said, I can't answer. All I remember was someone else asked if you could have your period in the bathtub. And I was like, I don't want to be an adult. This shit's weird.
Oh my God. You remember when we went on our on our seventh grade overnight field trip and somebody asked the teacher that was taking us was like, does anybody have any questions? And one girl was like, what if you're on your period when we're snorkeling?
When we were scuba diving.
Yeah, and see, you remember. That's so gratifying.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. I remember that. Like my life's not like I'm not a goldfish. Basically, as much as I talk about how I hated to be a child, my life is 100% less funny and rewarding than when I was a child and people were asking around me if like what was going to happen if they had sex when they were I mean
If they had sex on the seventh grade overnight. Though I
I'm,
know,
I'm
I
sure people did it.
I remember everybody in our room wanted to invite boys over, but instead we played strip poker. But
Uh-huh.
it wasn't really strip poker. It was like we take off like our like sweatshirts
Yeah.
and like roll up our pajama pants or something. I don't really remember.
We learned a lot about ourselves that day, that weekend.
That
I
makes
learned a
it
lot
seem
about
like
myself this weekend.
that
I
makes it
learned a
sound way
lot
more
about other
exploratory than it was.
kids. No, we didn't. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. This wasn't on my list of topics.
I don't even know how we got on this topic.
We were talking about the Java Igloo, and I guess the moral of the story is I learned about sex in my formative years from fan fiction. So, those of you who are parents out there, don't pay attention to like the porn sites because your kids are not going to look at that probably because they know that you know their search history. They're probably just going to go read fan fiction.
It's true.
They're just going to go read fan fiction.
It's very true.
So, yeah. But they have to learn someday, so why not through a very complicated um, uh, story
But
about
yet entertaining.
Helga getting pregnant by Arnold in a bathtub, and then having to figure out leaving home by her possibly abusive parents. I hope you found it.
I tweeted it. I tweeted out.
Of the Hey Arnold one,
It's not the actual story as far as I
but
can tell.
it's the Hey Arnold one.
The actual story, as far as I can tell, is not cached, but it says no. It's the Harry Potter one.
Oh, I don't care about the Harry Potter one. It's the Hey Arnold one that I
Well,
want.
I don't know if they. I
I
can't.
would love to
I
just
don't know
show you
what the
right
title
if
of
I
the
can.
Hey Arnold one is.
I
So,
know. I just like want to like be like, hey, that,
hey Arnold.
hey, Arnold writer, that was moving.
Right.
You moved me.
Right.
I was, I, it was a page turner. I stayed up all night every time you added a chapter. I feel like possibly it was one of those things where it just went away and the story never ended as well.
What does that
You
mean?
know? Like, have you ever like read a fan fiction or something where like
I don't
the
read fan fiction.
okay, well, whatever. Like, where have you ever been involved in a project where like the person just stops doing it and then you're like, excuse me, like, what's going on? But like, it's the internet, so you can't exactly like
No,
Like, you can't do anything about it?
never.
Okay, well, what would you do if halfway through a book, all of a sudden the book stopped?
I would think it was a statement.
Well, I'm pretty sure the fan fiction stopped and we never found out what happened to Helga and Arnold and the baby or whatever, or the abortion, or the adoption. Maybe it was supposed to go up for, I don't know, but it was, I, I'm still
This
telling
is
you,
Jessica.
I
This is
really,
an this
I
you
really
like
have
you
this.
like.
I have this fantasy that the Hey Arnold fan fiction writer
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Crabcateer, and we're gonna like meet and talk, and I'm gonna be able to be like, look,
Wait, whoa, whoa, wait. I'm confused. I thought you wrote the Hey Arnold fan fiction.
no, no, someone wrote
Oh,
it, and I read it.
this changes everything.
I
Okay.
don't write fan fiction.
You wrote the Harry Potter one.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No, I read it.
I
I
guess I
didn't
had
write fan
I guess
fiction.
I had a beer zone out moment and I
I
thought,
don't write smutty fan fiction.
okay, well then my tweet is inaccurate.
What did you say? Did you tweet like Jessica Marizan like talks about the smutty fan fiction she wrote? Because that's plagiarism. You should delete your tweet and retweet
I'm not gonna delete it, YOLO.
it. Wait, now I have to find what you tweeted. It's fine. It's not my fan fiction. Google didn't cache the story, but as referenced on the Crabcast, Jessica Marizan's HP fan fiction, Oranges in the Library. So there's no way to read it.
I tried, I couldn't. I
I'm pretty sure it's really dirty.
It probably is because I mean
Fangirls Top City / Harry is a snapshot. It won't show me though.
yeah, exactly. Like you can see the listing
That's
though,
like
right?
so sad. Like when you think about it, when we were kids, and then now that is gone.
I
It's
know.
just gone. It's nowhere to be found. Like
You
it's
still
like,
have do you still have your Zanga? Is that
yeah.
still a thing?
Yep. People
It's
can
up
go
there?
if people want. They can find my Zanga. I'm not gonna like lead you to it, but if you want to find it, you can find it, and it's probably really sad.
Likewise. Likewise.
Mine is Marie Antoinette, and Lizzie's is Geeky Quanta or something.
Fuck you. It says I just went to the site and it says we saved your blog archives for you. And
Well, you got me a lifetime subscription when I was 16, so mine's just there.
that was your birthday gift.
My Zanga's Marie Antoinette. I don't really care. I was so like up and up on Zanga that I got an awesome username like Marie Antoinette.
What a surprise. I forgot my password.
Wait, are you trying to log in now?
Yes.
To do what? To like write something to be like, hi users who might be here to see me and talk?
You don't think that would be like amazing and like semi self-referential?
If you want to chat with me,
Yeah.
go visit these sites instead because Zanga's dead.
Right.
Does anyone use Zanga? Tell us in the comments.
It's like person watching the Crabcast from 1999.
We did not have Zanga in 1999. We're like for sure like 2003, 2004. Holly had one too.
That was high. Oh, I guess it was
Hers was I think
Phoebe the Third or something, right?
Phoebe Zalica.
Phoebe Zalia. I can probably. Well, she's my
I
friend.
think hers was lame.
If I could actually log on to.
What's wrong with yours? Like, why do you need to log on?
Because they don't have the archives on there anymore. It's some bullshit, I tell you.
Oh, so you can't see yours?
You can't see it.
Antoinette.zanga.com. Oh my god, they changed it. They changed my Zanga, so now it's just wow.
I think I have
my
to.
Zanga's still there, but
here's what's truly sad. I have to log into one of my old AOL emails to get the password reset link for the Zanga.
Can you do that?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try right now.
But like my Marie Antoinette's blog. This is weird. My Zanga isn't, this isn't, my Zanga's not, um, my Zanga's not branded anymore. This is like messed up. Now I'm kind of mad because I paid for fucking
A lifetime subscription.
life. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I paid for a lifetime subscription and I cannot find it. Um,
Maybe it's just
okay.
catch. It's probably catch somewhere. I probably don't need to log in.
This is pathetic. I cannot believe I'm looking at this. Okay, my Zanga started in um
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can see yours.
yeah, I know, but it's
Why?
not
Where's
branded
Where's
anymore.
mine?
Mine's not branded. Anyway,
How do I look at your friends? Oh, I can probably look in the comments. I'm sure I commented.
oh yeah,
Oh my god. You can't see mine though. You can't see like you can click on it, but you can't see mine.
really?
You can see Holly's though, I think. No, you
Really?
can't see Holly's either.
So
But
it's just me.
you can see no, you can see her avatar though. That was
Her
like
old avatar.
yeah, it says Hug loves you, and it's got like her the one stuffed animal she made from
Oh,
World of
of her World of
Warcraft.
Warcraft.
Yeah,
Her her like the familiar thing.
yeah, her like companion or whatever.
Wow. Okay, here's my first Zanga entry. July 2013. I'm an egoist. Mind you, not an egotist, although I've been accused of that too. I don't make very good first impressions, so I'm not going to try super hard to make this first entry that astounding, mind-boggling entry one would hope to read. I say that my first impressions aren't very good because after I become good friends with a person, I almost always hear, "Wow, I used to think you were such a snob."
This is so emo, Jessica. I'm looking through
I
this, and
I
it's
suppose I come off that way, but I've gotten to the point that, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. I should also note that I am quite the drama queen, literally. I am very involved in the theater department at my school. What's today? And then I do the like asterisk thing. Looking at the clock on the corner of the screen. Monday. It's time for Monday's happy dance. Starts to dance. Stops. I'm too tired to dance. I mean, seriously. I'm wearing sweatpants and my Envirothon shirt. I'm in no dancing mood. I always see hobos. Would you give a hobo spare change if he could sing and dance to Broadway show tunes? I was thinking about this when I was getting pizza with my best friend, who would have been you. Oh my god! After watching, after, I can't, I can't, I
I need to know. I need to.
can't. After watching Pirates of the Caribbean,
Oh no! Is that when we saw it in theaters?
we saw it in the theaters, and someone shushed us because we were making fun of it too loud. Oh. If someone could gather up hobos and teach them to sing and dance to a couple of show tunes, would you give them your spare change then? I would. Curious, very curious. Choose until I feel like writing then. Noting my enthusiasm when I first change journals or things of that nature, I'll probably post a
Wait,
lot in the next few days
I don't
and
want to.
hours until I get bored.
I really don't want to interrupt, but I just ran across. Let's see. What year is this from? I don't know. Let's see. 2005, of course. It's a picture you posted of George Bush eating what I think is a kitten.
I posted that. That must have been when I switched from Republican to Democrat.
Yeah. And then I left this like really cryptic message that was in response to your question on my blog, quote, no. Not that it wasn't no not that it wasn't a good idea. We'll never,
Who knows what I was asking you and what you were saying?
I don't know. We'll never know.
All right, so if you want, I really don't care. If you want to go look through my Zanga, it's marieantoinette.zanga.com, and you can read comments in the Zanga where people like Holly and Lizzy and this guy who was kind of a pedophile that was interested in me
Wait,
commented.
is that Joe?
Oh my god, you said his name!
Nobody knows who he is.
But it's in the Zanga.
Not his full name. It's like his username.
Yeah, but still.
What the
If anyone,
fuck?
if anyone knows, like, if anyone knows us who watches this now, like, we've just outed someone that, like, was way older than me and shouldn't have been interested in me like that. Anyway, moving on.
This is really cringy.
Okay, just go.
One of your one of your like posts was one of those, I guess I don't know what they call them now, like where it was like it's it's like one of those things that everybody fills out. What are those called?
It's a survey?
No. No, it's not. No, it was like it would go around on blogs and it was like answer these questions.
Well,
Like
that's still a survey, Lizzy.
whatever, like internet circa 2004 survey or something. Um, anyway, it was like a bunch of like stupid questions. I think you chose them, and like for instance, Casey's one of his questions. Number one was, what would you do with 5 pounds of silly putty? And mind you, this is when you were dating. He replied, give it to you. And number two, if you were to ditch one of your 5 senses, what would it be? And he said,
What is the silly putty thing? Like, why is that weird? I mean, okay, God.
no. It's like, it's his answer to the second and third ones.
Okay.
So number two, if you were to ditch one of your 5 senses, what would it be? I've actually thought about that before. Probably my sense of touch for various reasons. Mind you, this is the guy that Jessica was dating in high school. Just saying.
Okay, next.
Anyway, 3. Why has Donny Osmond resorted to being the host of Pyramid?
He asked that?
You asked that to him.
I asked him?
You asked him that.
Are you sure that it's not the other way around?
Why would he... No, I mean, it's just like the way that the questions are phrased. They don't sound like he did.
And what's his answer?
His answer was, he hasn't resorted to anything. It's a good television show, darn it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then
Donny Osmond's a dreamboat.
Here's one of my questions. I don't know. I don't know who.
I'm pretty sure that people asked me questions. And
that maybe makes more sense. That makes more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
I was confused, obviously.
So what were your questions that you asked me and I answered?
What is your favorite color? How do you feel about the word caprice? And if a new planet was discovered, and if afforded the opportunity, what would you name it?
Okay, and what like so asinine answers did I give to your question?
Number 1, what is your least favorite color? That would probably be gray. It's melancholy and not in a good way, almost sickly. Although most any color would look nice when paired with other complementary colors and places. Number 2, how do you feel about the word caprice? I like the word caprice, although I think it's used much too infrequently. However, I like the synonyms of the word more. Whim, impulse, quirk, fancy, fad, and notion. Number 3, if a new planet was discovered and if afforded the opportunity, what would you name it? I would name it something that geeky parents would want to name their kids. It would depend on what the planet looked like. It's being the contraction, not it's being the possessive.
Whatever.
Its physical composition and general factors like that. It'd probably be a Grecian god, though, just to go with the whole theme. Sorry, I have symmetry issues.
I don't know. I don't think any of those things sound that That's what, like 9 years ago?
Something like that, yeah.
I think I'm the same person, except I didn't know how to dress myself.
No, likewise.
There you go. So, if you want to learn more about me being the same person except not knowing how to dress myself and possibly going through issues of oversharing on the internet, you can go to my Zynga
Right.
and you can read the comments of what Lizzy left for me, and she will maybe try to unlock hers.
Yeah. We'll see.
Um, I ran out of booze and I ate my cake, so I think that this is a good time to end the Crabcast because my only other point was talking about my time in London, and I feel like that's like more than we should. That like is more time than we have. So
Yes, it's true. We've ran quite over. So
we have runneth over the
wait,
cup, and no one's gonna watch this. Thank
our
you.
crabcast runneth over.
Thank you if you have watched this because, man, what a triumph. I watched Lizzie's and Holly's and was like, what stupid bitches. I can't believe they did a 2 hour Crabcast. I will never do a 2 hour Crabcast again because that's lame.
Yeah.
And here we are. Here we are, friends, viewers, listeners in 2 years when I remember our Libsyn and start renewing it again.
Right.
Here we are in our special sunshine place of cheeriness, and Lizzy has plagiarized someone's work and attributed it to me falsely. We've talked about our childhood.
But you're proud of yourself a little bit.
We've talked about where we learned about sex. We've talked about how our mothers didn't love us enough. We talked about leaving your comments, and we talked about through leaving comments, we discovered that Graham, not a weirdo, not cutting off people's toes, but Graham came full circle and is now just a photo bomber
Pretty much.
that no one knows who he is. But now, thanks to you, people do know who he is, even
Indeed.
if they don't know who he is through affiliations to his own company. So, any last words of wisdom for people who might need something to get over the hump into the weekend, Lizzy?
Drink.
Chip chip. There we go. This wasn't that bad, guys. I'm feeling it. I've got to admit.
Me too.
I've got to admit. So that was good. We had a good time. I love you all.
Yes. You all are delightful.
You're
Sorry,
delightful.
sorry, I'm not Holly, but maybe we will all. Probably not next week because it's Comic Con. We never talked about Comic Con. God damn it.
Oops. Oh, hey. So we didn't do a Crabcast with Holly because she's stressed out about Comic Con. Possibly we might not do one next week because we're all stressed out about Comic Con. But in the vein of what happened today, I think we need it.
I think so too.
Basically, the whole thread of today's Crabcast was Jessica drank nothing because she
Right.
couldn't find the appropriate tools. And then she drank a lot of something that she never drinks, so she probably just went all into her head and overshared many things that she didn't mean to talk about. So
And
thank you.
Lizzie drank as much as she expected, but has no regrets.
So thank you, Comic-Con, for this time of year where you bring joy to many people and you bring stress and also
Anxiety.
to me.
Yeah. I don't have anxiety about it though, but I'm also not working, so.
Well, tip of the hat, wag of the finger.
Right.
Stephen Colbert.
Okay.
I'm not
Well,
going to plagiarize like you are. So I think that's the end. We
that's
should
in.
stop.
Yeah.
Everyone go. Leave comments, and I fucking swear next time we will pick some. I swear to swear. Don't let your kids watch this. Bye.
No.